Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and right next to me is...
I am Roddy John. On this week's episode, we talk with local musician David Tribble about his new album, Golden Junk, his experience on The Voice, and what's been keeping him busy during the pandemic.
We also talk with Becky Gerro from River Legacy about their fall festival happening this Saturday, October 9th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., the upcoming Dinosaur Safari exhibit, and more.
So what did we get into this past weekend?
Well, we had our 100th show.
We did.
Which we talked a little bit about last week, and we'll talk a little bit more about next week. As you hear the 100th episode. Very fun.
We had a lot of fun. They were hanging from the rafter. That place was so packed.
Yep.
Don't look at any of the pictures that are online. That people were hanging from the rafters.
It was sold out, standing room only. No one could get a ticket.
Nope.
It was the hottest seat in town on that Saturday.
And everyone was healthy coming out of the place.
No one got sick.
No one's sick.
No one's sick right now.
But what big event happened for the city of Arlington?
I don't know. What did happen?
Well, as we are recording, this is actually before it happens. But once this podcast does drop, the Ramblin' Roads Music Festival would have happened.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Which is, I'm hoping that it was amazing.
I imagine it's going to be fantastic
because on paper it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And you know it's does a lot of the things that we as a community have talked about with all of our guests for the past couple of years, which was bridging downtown and the entertainment district, which they're going to do incredibly well, and they did incredibly well. I can't wait to have actually experienced the bands that I'm going to see live, and then probably fall in love with some new bands I've never even heard of. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's going to be a lot of different things for different people, you know, and that's one of the things I think is cool because kind of like the city of Arlington, there are a lot of different people, a lot of different styles, a lot of different things that we do here that mesh together and in a way that I just don't know that it would work anywhere. Like, I don't know that this music festival would work as well in, like, Sugarland.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like our city is well-positioned to take such an eclectic festival and make it our own.
Right. I mean, the city is so diverse as it is, and then throw it into a music festival. On top of that, you got a classic car show. You've got a artist market. You've got a gospel brunch. I mean, so much great stuff in one city. You know, we're fingers crossed that the weather is accommodating. Although right now, looking out the window, it's getting pretty dark. But the show must go on either way. Rain or shine, this is going to happen, and it's going to be amazing. Also, it's the first one, so there's going to be some hiccups. I always say, if you go through a show with no hiccups, was it even a good show? Well, and also the people that are involved in it, if there are hiccups, they will learn from them. Yep. They will make it better, and then the next Rambling Roads Fest will be even better. Exactly. I mean, I know Maggie in downtown has been doing a fantastic job. I popped in there earlier to say hi, to grab our media passes, and there was just a buzz. Like, it was like a kind of a calm before the storm because it was, you know, around lunchtime, and there wasn't a lot of people in there, but that place was about to get packed, and they were prepping for it, and it was going to be absolutely insane. Well, I'm confident that it's going to be great, not only for the national bands and the bigger bands, but also for the local bands that we've, you know, come to grow and love, and the local venues. I think we need to talk to Patrick after this because just his experience of the whole thing. 'Cause he's playing every day. Yes. Multiple times with Barstool Brothers. So yeah, I think he'll have a unique perspective on what this festival was. Right. Yeah. So you know, as much as we love to talk to Garrett, you better watch out. Patrick coming for that title. Patrick coming for it. Also, the Brewers, which we realize you'll discover on our 100th episode. Yeah. That's their fourth time on the show. So together they're coming up on the jacket. They did seem a little upset they couldn't take the jacket. Sure. Home, well, but it's fine. I mean, not yet. Maybe one day. We'll get it. Speaking of which, we do have a Patreon. We do have a Patreon. So if you want to help people get a jacket to being on the show 5
permanent
times. Permanent jacket that they can wear proudly around the city. Sure. Who doesn't want a jean jacket that have a big 5 on it and then our logo on it? What I assume is going to be like a diamond, like a 5 in a diamond maybe. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Airbrushed. Airbrush, obviously.
We'll give a local Arlington airbrush artist it'll be fun. It'll be a real community effort.
If anybody knows a great airbrusher,
drop us a line.
Please send them our way.
We're looking for a local Arlington airbrusher, apparently.
Yeah, and then also a jean jacket surplus place.
Sure, like if you know anyone here who's got a line on a bunch of jeans. Preferably acid wash.
Obviously, we need the most lightest color possible, so that way the airbrush really pops.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you'd like to help us out, you can go to patreon.com/Arlington Citizen Media. Be like Brian Fratto, who is one of our patrons. Be like fantastic musician and incredible friend of the pod, Brandon McLaughlin. You can get your own shout out, but you can also help us expand and do more around the city of Arlington and bring as much content as we're able to do by helping support us. But yeah,
please do help us help you. We want more shirts, new shirts, and then obviously y'all want shirts because the demand. We get so many questions.
Sure.
Where can I get a shirt? And the question is, or the answer is nowhere. Yeah, unless I'm not wearing it or Daryl's not wearing it, I don't know how you're going to
There are none.
Yeah, there are no shirts.
But we'd like to make that a thing. So, if you'd like to help us out, we'd love it. And, we'd love to just hear from you, actually. If you just drop us a line anywhere, Facebook, Instagram. We're very responsive to DMs.
Very active. So slide up in our DMs.
Sure.
In the most nice way possible.
Yes. Very respectful.
Yes. But we are always here to help you and the city. So if you have ideas, shoot them our way. The city's so big, we can't get everything.
But if you do have something that we haven't touched on, let us know.
Right. We're always open to
absolutely
everything.
We being lifelong residents of this, almost lifelong residents of this city, we've seen and done a lot here in Arlington, but Arlington's a big city, and we haven't done everything. And there are things that we don't know about, and we'd love to know about.
Exactly.
So let us know what you're feeling.
All right, I am here with local musician David Tribble. How are you today, sir?
Hey, I'm good. Doing real good. Thank you.
So we're here live at Browns and Gold Coffee, where we actually met for the first time. We met at an open mic here. So I guess for people who don't know, who's David Tribble?
David Tribble's been around this area for a while. Been Fort Worth, Arlington, to all sorts of different areas, playing music for several years. So it feels like home, which is great. But I feel like, there's so much still yet to be done. And David Tribble is up for continuing the journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you spent some time on The Voice in 2014. What did you learn from that experience, and how much did that drive you to keep going?
Yeah, that was quite an experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very quick experience, and I learned a lot. I think. I mean, it was very assuring.
Yeah.
Right. Initially, but just to learn what that's like and to be behind the scenes with it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to go on further because of some things in my own life, my own personal life. But I could have.
Right.
So it was a hard decision for me. So I kind of think I grew up a lot during that time in my life because I had to really, sit down and think what was really most important at that time.
Yeah.
Things just come and go, right? I learned what a red-eye flight was. I learned that and how to, coast through a day where you don't get sleep.
I've had one of those weekends recently.
Yeah, as you're teaching a class of students,
Oh.
it was quite a blur, some of it, but I'm thankful for that experience, man.
Right.
Very few people get it.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah.
That's awesome. So, you have a new album out, by the time actually this is going to be released, you're going to have a new album out.
Okay.
Golden Junk.
Yes, sir.
Released on the 24th of September.
Yeah.
It's your third album.
Third album.
What can people expect on this album?
They can expect some things that hit them a little bit differently, maybe. It's very real, honest, raw album in some ways. It's an album that I needed to share with the world and that I needed to listen to and hear and make as a part of just my journey. So it's full of songs that I've written kind of in the past that I kind of dug back out of the archives and really thought about those songs and why I wrote them and what was happening at that time in my life, and then also some songs, down around the quarantine time, just about life and taking it for what it is, not taking it for granted, things like that, because I think that's what the quarantine allowed us to really do.
Right.
A lot of us, if we stopped and really thought about why we're here.
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
Right.
We all have one.
Purpose in it?
Yeah, we all have one, right? So it's just a mixture of those things, but like I said, more it's going to come at you honest. It's going to come at you real, and because I met a guy who lives in San Antonio, Divine, Texas, called me up and said, "Hey, let's make an album." Out of the blue, he called me.
Right.
So without him, Marcus Buckner, I wouldn't have been able to record an album in 2020. So we just worked together, and remotely worked together, and then I popped in over to his house down there for 5 days, and we recorded the album in 5 days. We still have songs. We recorded 19 songs in 5 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's a marathon.
I'm not even sure how that was even possible. Yeah, and we got some sleep too.
Right. Wow. I was going to wonder, was it like another Red Eye situation?
Yeah, not quite. I was sleeping in the studio the first night.
Okay.
And then in his son's playroom the rest of the night.
Right.
So, hey, sacrifices you got to make, man.
It's true. And you get to put that in the album.
Yeah, man. So, 19 songs. There's 12 on the album, so we have a few that we, still kind of are hanging on to. But, we picked the 12 that we felt like made golden junk.
Right.
And excited to share it, man. It's very... It didn't have a lot of tricks. It didn't have a lot of studio tricks. It didn't have a lot of this or that. It's just kind of pretty much live takes that we captured, and we brought in some extra musicians that we're able to reach out to. Made an album, man.
So why Golden Junk?
Golden Junk sounds cool.
It does.
Right? Okay, good. And so, and it's kind of like a play on words. I'm kind of I call myself a wordsmith. I don't really know if I am, but I
you're
love
a songwriter, so of course
words because they're so powerful and so, they move us in a certain way.
Right.
So it's just like junk would never be valued unless we put value upon it.
It's true.
And I felt like I do that with things in my life that I don't need to do it with.
Okay.
Sin, strongholds, addictions, whatever it is. And because I'm giving them value, they hang around.
Right.
I want to keep them.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to call out junk for what it was. And kind of make fun of it in a way.
Yeah.
Like you're golden junk. For this album, that's it. Like, yeah, that's it. But junk is junk, So that's kind of where that came from, and that's a lot of the album is about, the journey I've been on and some things I've been able to overcome and what God has been doing in my life for so long, and continues to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, I'm not going to ask which one's your favorite, but is there maybe 3 that you really want the world to hear more than any?
3. Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can narrow it down. I mean, Golden Junk itself is one of those that just came pretty easily for me. It's a little bit different vibe on the album, but I like it. back of our phone somewhere. I wrote that during the quarantine, and so that was just about memories and holding on to memories and you know, really soaking them in, you know, and remembering those little moments that you get to live out, you know. It happens so fast. And being a dad with 2 daughters who are growing way too fast.
As they do, yeah.
You know, I put a lot of thought into them as I wrote that song. And it generated from an older song that I wrote a long time ago. Like I said, I pulled up some archives, and sometimes they coincided with new ideas, you know.
Right.
And so, yeah, those 2 for sure. And, I mean, obviously, I want everybody to hear them all.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But yeah, it's a good question.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now, there was a song you probably hadn't put on here, so when we met here at the Grounds of Gold open mic, you actually played it live. It was a song that you had written for someone that had passed away from COVID, and you only met him one time. Can you tell us about that song, and then maybe we can get that recorded sometime in the future?
Darren Eubank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did write that soon after I met his wife, after he passed away.
Right.
So I knew him just because, you know, we met, and then I followed him, and I understood what he was about. He was about, you know, shining the light, and about, you know, he was about serving God, and he was about making good music, but he was just a very real person at the same time. And so I just felt connected to him, you know, and met him in Oak Cliff, and I think we did a Sofar show together.
Oh, right.
We did a Sofar show together in Fort Worth as well. So there was two interactions I had with him, but that was enough.
Right.
When you have a person like that, right, who makes an impact, and he makes an impact on everybody that he meets like that. And so I recently met his wife, and then after I met his wife, I just felt like the best thing I can do for this guy and not being able to say goodbye to him is write him a song.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I was able to do, and yeah, I'd love to get that recorded, man.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's just on my phone right now. So
Good. Okay. I mean, it's a beautiful song. You performed it here live, and I was just blown away by it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, it was an honor to write it.
I was glad to be able to hear it performed. So yeah.
Thank you.
So I guess speaking on inspiration, where do you continue to find inspiration?
God is my inspiration.
Yeah.
Initially, I mean, I was raised in church, and music is where I found my true self.
Right.
And I found music in church first.
Right.
And then, you know, I have a beautiful family. My wife, 12 years.
12 years.
12
Wow.
years. Yes, sir. Has been so supportive. I mean, gone through so many things with me. We have 2 amazing children. That, I mean, I am so inspired by them, and I have so much inspiration around me from good people, and just I'm blessed, man. You know, every day is a blessing.
Yeah.
Life is grand, and I'm just trying to learn how to see that through clearer eyes, you know,
Right.
and pure heart.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from, man.
It's not always easy, but
No, sir.
yeah.
No, sir. It's a journey. It's a struggle, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's part of what this album is about as well, man. Hey, struggles are real. We all have them. Let's you know, be open with that and join together to overcome these things. You know?
Right.
So
Celebrate the struggle.
yeah, together.
Yeah. Because you don't learn from being comfortable all the time. No.
You know, you can just get so set in your ways and so, you know, fooled
Yeah.
by just routines, and then you just become imprisoned,
Yeah.
right? And I just think that those things need to be broken up, man. You know, and the way I do that is through music, and then whatever happens after that, man, it's in God's hands, and hopefully He just uses me to make a difference, man.
Right.
You know?
No, I love that.
Sure.
So we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. Trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington.
Okay.
Now you live out in Fort Worth, but what is your favorite pizza place out there?
Oh man, pizza. Probably like Mama's Pizzas. No, Mama's Pizza.
Yeah, there's a Mama's Pizza here.
Okay.
Very popular.
I've known Mama's for a while.
Okay. That crust is fantastic.
Oh, it's nuts, man. It's the cheese, the crust, everything. I mean, you used to have like the buffet. You can kinda, remember that? You just tear it up, man. It's so good.
I think Cece's might be the only buffet pizza around.
Yeah, Cece's is not on my list.
No, it's not on my list. Not for good pizza, no.
Not anymore. In college it was.
Yeah, when I was a kid in college it was great.
I'd say I don't go to Mama's much, but Mama's is certainly good stuff.
Yeah.
Really good. That's a hard question for where's there like good pizza?
There is. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with OG. Stick with Mama's.
There you go. Very nice. So if people want to find you online, find your music, your new album Golden Junk, where can they do?
Okay, so it's being featured right now on amplify817.org.
There we go.
Yeah, which is a Fort Worth music platform for Fort Worth artists.
Right.
And it's based off, run through the Fort Worth Library.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So all you have to do is go to that website. You can hear the whole entire album. They're featuring it, free streaming, no ads, nothing.
Right.
I mean, it's glorious. And then davidtribble.com is obviously where you can get everything else. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, everywhere you listen, you can find David Tribble. So, yeah, go check it out.
And you've got great merch on there for Golden Junk too. You get a hat and a shirt.
I got some new merch coming out.
You got new merch, Stephen?
Yeah, we'll have it for the release on September 18th. So it's gonna have some new merch to roll out, and I ran out of that old stuff. Man, that's a good problem to have.
That's a very good problem to have.
But yeah, man, we got some merch.
Awesome. Well, David, thank you so much. We're gonna leave people with a couple of songs, and then we should be good.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
Golden junk, weighing me down to the core, like a statue that only I could hold. Built it up so tall and gold, never knew it would crush my soul like it did, like it does. But I'm drowning, looking for a boat, climbing, swimming in the sea of sin, hands full of all this golden junk, weighing me down to the core, like a statue that only I can hold. Built it up so tall and gold, I never knew it could crush my soul like it does, like it did. It's golden, weighing me down to the core, shining like the sun, black as coal on my top shelf. Oh, I never thought it could crush my soul like it does, like it did. This gold. Drowning, looking for a boat to climb in, swimming in the sea of sin, hands full of all this golden junk. We choose Jesus or the devil. Take this jump, it's not too long before it goes. It's gone far enough. Choose jump before it's the devil. Before it goes on, it's gone far enough. Before it goes, it's gone far enough. I wanna choose Jesus, free from the devil. Take this jump far from me. Up before it goes.
We are here with Becky Gerro with River Legacy. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm so good and so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, absolutely. Where we are in the downtown library, by the way.
We are.
A return to roots for us. We haven't been here in a while. We've been kind of going other places, but back in our original home.
They're allowing people back in here, so it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's true.
Yeah.
We weren't able to do it for a while, so that's one of the reasons we had to do it. But yes, we're back.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just you.
Right.
Okay. No incident.
Yeah,
or
there was no
anything.
falling out this time. Yeah.
They weren't like, your podcast is too hot to handle. Get out of here. No, nothing like
Too
that.
controversial.
Just checking.
The opposite of controversial,
Right.
actually. We try not to court controversy at all.
That's the last thing we want to do.
Yes, it really is. So the River Legacy Fall Festival is happening on October 9th. What can people look forward to there?
Oh my goodness, it is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
This is a festival where you get to go out and be in nature, celebrate the fall, which, hey, in Texas, if we could have another day like today,
Yes.
I've got my fingers crossed. But it starts at 11 and goes all the way to 9 p.m. So depending on your bedtime, I would recommend you come and stay all day.
Right.
Being out in nature, being in a post oak forest at any time makes your life better.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to say that is a good idea anytime. Being out there at night is super special.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever been out there at night, but like I love it in the day. I can imagine at night it has another quality to it that you can't even describe. Like night and day, right? Like,
Yeah. That's so good. We should make that into like an expression or something. Night and day. But additionally, we have animal encounters. So we have 90 animals that are that live at River Legacy.
Right.
A lot of these are animals that have been injured and rehabilitated but can't be released. So I can't say who will be out there exactly, but they're related to dinosaurs. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
So you'll have a good time. I promise that. And we have these knowledgeable naturalists who just make it so fun. It's accessible to everybody. Really, really cool. We also have games and crafts. Now this year, because of COVID, our crafts will be a pick up and take home craft.
Even better.
But you'll see some examples of them, and I'm going to guess that you're thinking, hey, what kind of crafts are they going to have?
Sure. That was actually my next question.
Okay. I don't mean to be doing your job.
No.
You do way better than I am, so you're great.
But our crafts are all about nature.
Okay.
One of my favorite ones is they have a headband that you put 8 legs on and a whole bunch of eyes on, because spiders have a lot of eyes and 8 legs, so you have a spider crown.
I like that.
Isn't that fun?
You'd be the king or queen of spiders.
My kid would go crazy for it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think we say that we have programming from 3 to 93, and I'm in the middle, and I like all this. I love it all. So my mom's 95, so she keeps wanting me to bump that up a little bit.
she's like, I'm almost there. I'm a little over the cutoff. Just
let me come.
Well, most puzzles are roughly like up to 99 plus.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. We have live music.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're young people from Young Stars and Guitars will be having sets during the day.
Okay.
We'll have games that are also nature themed.
Right.
One is called Hide Bunny Hide.
Okay.
We usually have batty bowling. Easy for me to say, right? we have camping demonstrations out there.
Oh, very cool.
So at River Legacy, we're all about getting people to go outside, to feel comfortable outside, to learn about it, and then fall in love with nature.
Yeah.
Because once you're in love with it, first of all, you won't stop seeing cool things. You'll just fall more in love and more in love and more in love. And then those are the people who are going to be solving our environmental problems.
Yeah,
That's true.
They're the ones who are going to be figuring out what we do with our trash and how we do things in a way that preserves as much nature as possible and also helps the environment for us all. So we're helping those folks. And that's kids and adults, everybody. There'll be a tree giveaway.
Oh,
Give away trees?
Yes,
Love it.
yes, little seedlings. So you get to take those home and plant those. We'll have a dunk house. That's new this year. And it's free.
Okay.
We have some of our things are free and some of them cost coupons. But once you buy a ticket to come on in, there are just so many free things to do. And then we will have also food vendors there, so food and drink vendors there.
Okay.
It's really going to be a fun time. It's great for families. There's nothing scary. However, we do have some cool creepy crawly things that'll be out on our nature trail.
Right.
And featuring dinosaurs. So we'll have some fossils and some really cool things that I don't want to miss. Do you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So the Fall Festival is also an annual fundraiser to support environmental education. What environmental education does the future hold at River Legacy?
Well, I'm so glad you asked me about that. I'm super excited because at the Nature Center, have you been to the Nature Center?
No,
I've
driven by it
not,
multiple times, but unfortunately I haven't been inside.
We were supposed to go, they had like an arachnid exhibit or something like that. And we were supposed to go, but that was like when COVID hit, and it was unfortunately like we didn't get to make it. But no, I've not been, but I want to. And my kid is age appropriate to go.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm having some heart palpitations because you both told me no, you haven't been there. I'm glad I was seated. It's painful, but I'm going to try and keep on going because I'm a professional.
We will go.
Okay.
To ease the heart.
Okay, I'm feeling better now.
Yeah, good.
I'm feeling better.
That's what we want.
So the Nature Center, which you're going to go to,
I'm going to go to,
is 25 years old this year.
Wow.
We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. And the foundation, River Legacy Foundation, started doing field investigations right from the beginning. So in that time, we have connected children to nature 1 million people.
Wow.
Is that not
That's
awesome?
so many people.
I know.
That's insane.
I mean, the ripples of what's gone on are tremendous.
Right.
And we love to hear from everybody who's been there and fall in love with nature. But things that we are doing now that we have been doing, and we've been doing some new things. One is we have Nature School.
Okay.
And that's a preschool enrichment program that runs for our 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Those programs go through the school year. Also during the school year, we have homeschool clubs that meet and after-school clubs that meet.
Okay.
And those are really cool because they get a little bit more in depth.
Right.
They have more time together, and the kids meet together each month, so they get to form those friendships and really, it's so cool to listen to those kids. I mean, they're way smarter than I ever thought about being. I love it. And then what we do that's really impressive and where we got to the 1 million kids is we have field trips for kiddos.
Okay.
So every 4th grader in Arlington Independent School District comes out and has a field trip at River Legacy.
See, my school never did that. So
we weren't in elementary school whenever
25 years ago. That's fair enough, but still. Yeah.
We can get you a tour, though. Okay?
Fantastic.
It includes a walk in the woods with naturalists and teachers. We have a time where they get to explore what's on the forest floor. And
which is like you don't think about like a lot, but like there's a lot going on down there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you just glance at it, it looks like dead leaves.
Right.
And leaf litter, we call it.
Right.
But under the leaf litter layer, there's a lot of life, a lot of decomposition. It is so exciting. We give kids a very, very fancy scientific tool called a popsicle stick.
I've heard of those things.
You've heard of them?
They're very expensive.
Do you have the license to use one?
No, I do not.
No. Okay. Well, we can get some guidance.
You have classes for
yes,
that, right?
we do.
Okay,
we do.
fantastic.
So, they're like, oh my gosh, what is this? It's an earthworm, a best beetle, some lichen. Nobody, everybody loves good fungus, right?
Sure, absolutely.
You love
Fungus.
I was looking at some fungus today, and I was like, "How did this get in my plant bed?" And I was like, "But that's a good thing. It's a good sign when there's fungus in there."
Fungus is good.
Some good soil going on, and then they get to meet a couple of our animal ambassadors.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a 3-part tour. It's really cool because urban kids, some of them just don't get to go outside and have that time. For many of them, it's their first chance to have a walk in the woods.
There's that as well.
And, to do anything to be a part of that is amazing. We have our second graders here in AISD, Arlington School District, who go to Title I schools,
right?
Who are a little bit at-risk kiddos. They get to come on a separate field investigation where they learn about the seasonal changes and animal adaptations.
Oh.
Everything we do is based on curriculum. And so we're supporting the Texas curriculum. We're supporting their essential knowledge. And we're doing it in a way that makes a deep groove and really gives them something to think about. And, being out in nature is good for your spirit.
Yeah.
It reduces stress.
True.
It reduces the ways we experience people who have ADHD. Hello, that's me. And I'm just saying, I might not be the only one in the room.
Probably not.
I'm just
No,
guessing.
You're probably not.
I'm undiagnosed for probably a lot of things. So, yeah.
Well, we can talk about that.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But, to be able to introduce those kids to that. And after we have all those classes scheduled in for field trips, we have private schools, we have home schools, we have daycares, we have adult day habs for folks with intellectual disabilities. I mean, we've got people in all the time, and it's so awesome. And on top of that, we do lots of festivals.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, you need to teaching the kids early the wonders of nature is something that, I don't feel like we got enough of when we were kids. And I believe that once you start them young, once they get older, they'll love going out inside as opposed to be like, well, but there's a TV in here. Why would I want to go outside?
Yes. So that is so true. And also, thinking about the environment, what studies have said, and I'd love to be able to do a study like this, but what they say is the best way to change adult behavior towards the environment, towards litter versus recycling, is for the children to affect their parents and grandparents.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is what we're trying to do.
Right.
And, it makes us mindful of those things. And it's good to see the ripples.
Yeah.
The other thing that you said about maybe we didn't do enough of that, I know when my kids were little, they studied the deep sea or the tundra or the rainforest. Well, when you study what's right here in your ecosystem, in the habitat, you learn what's in your backyard or in your neighborhood. And so you're going to make these connections, and then those connections are going to make other connections. And one of the things that we teach is that every single being, every single animal, every single plant has a place and a job, a role that's important in nature. And as humans, we're the only ones who get to decide if we have a positive or a negative impact.
Right. I mean, like we were talking about fungus earlier, fungus is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
When people see it and like, oh, why are these mushrooms here?
They're all, my dad is like forever like, I can't get these mushrooms out of my yard. I'm like, that's a good thing, man. Like, they're supposed to be there. It's nature. Like, that's what it's for.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And, another big one that falls in that category for me is opossums.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had one eating the cat food I put in the backyard for the cats. I was like, what? That doesn't look like a cat back there. And I was like, it's a possum. Okay.
Well, I came from Florida to Texas, and I moved in with my aunt, and I saw this huge tail sticking out from under her car in the carport.
Terrifying at first.
And I, got back and I looked under there, and I thought, well, everything's bigger in Texas. And I ran in and I said, I just saw the biggest rat I've ever seen.
I think that was my first reaction too. I was like, these rats are ginormous, and my mom's like, that's a possum, dude. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they're so important, and people don't value them.
Right.
They eat bugs. They eat like decaying like plant material, like they're like little scavengers. Like, and I think the only North American marsupial.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. You can't tell me you've never been to the nature center and you know all of this.
No, I just picked it up on my own.
There's enough nature documentaries out there.
Well, that and I do like going to River Legacy. Right. It is one of my favorite places in Arlington.
Right.
Because I likened it to basically our Central Park. Like it is like a gem in our city, an underrated gem in my opinion, because it's basically the woods, but like down the street from my house.
Right.
Like. The real woods, not just like the trees in my backyard, like the real woods.
And I had a friend who actually, she'll go there to go birding.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of other people do the same thing.
Yeah. It's the only place I've ever seen a bunting. The ones that look like a coloring book. They've got all the beautiful colors. I've only seen it there.
Right.
And it's really cool. But, when you're talking about you love the park, it, like the great parks of the world, like Central Park, has a whole bunch of area that's pristine, that is as it was hundreds of years ago. And it's been restored to that and protected by River Legacy Foundation. We've added land to it, and then we gift that to the city. That's what our foundation does. We create classes and programs and run those, but we built that building and gifted it to the city. Because it's a great public-private partnership. Yeah. But, one of the things that River Legacy Foundation really works on as a nonprofit is that we put amenities in the park, and we helped the Parks Department with that many, many years ago. So, you're talking about you can go there, but what's really cool to me is that we have 8 miles of paved path. Yeah. It's 8 feet wide.
Yeah.
So people who are taking their kids in a stroller or
which have we done?
Biking, rollerblading, wheelchair accessible, you can get right up and see the Trinity River. You can see Snyder Creek. Sure. And you can get under those trees. It's 20 degrees cooler there.
100%.
I mean, it's truly an oasis, and it's something for Arlington to be so proud of, but also it's a resource for people to come. It's good for you to get out there.
It is.
And it's exciting to be able to offer that to not only Arlington, but our visitors.
Areas,
you think about the folks who come in for the terrific things we have in the entertainment district. I was at the center one Saturday, and a family came in. They were here for a softball tournament. And the way those work, if you win the first one, you have 4 or 5 hours until you get to go enjoy the second one. Yeah. And so, we're a very affordable place to come.
True.
And enjoy nature. And after you've been around yelling people and hollering people or flashing lights or whatever, it's nice to have that break.
It really is,
it's great for visitors and for residents.
I hadn't really thought about that. Like when we talk about people that come to the city for like football games or going to Six Flags or whatever, it never occurs to me to also be like, yeah, you got to check out River Legacy, even though I know it is such a great park, But like, I guess part of me feels like, but it's our park. But it's not. It's everyone's park. That's the cool thing about it, right? You can just like walk up and like, cool, I'm in nature now. Which is cool. I'm going to start talking about River Legacy as another amenity that we have in our city, because it is. Yeah.
Thank you. Please do.
Without a doubt.
So after the Fall Festival, you have another exhibit coming up called Dinosaur Safari that opens on November 13th and runs through February 12th, 2022. What can you tell us about that?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. Well, the Dinosaur Safari, I will tell you, it's going to be a little bit higher admission price because we need help keeping everything up to date. But the Dinosaur Safari is going to be a fabulous time. We're going to have where you get to uncover the mysteries of our prehistoric past.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to have, it'll feel like a jungle setting. So you'll be immersed in this jungle, right?
Like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And you'll have an unforgettable adventure. That's my promise, okay? We have animatronic dinosaurs.
Okay. I like everything's happening here.
Now, so some of our neighbors in the entertainment areas have done dinosaur things that were drive-through.
Hurricane Harbor had one, yes.
Right. These are smaller because they have to fit inside our building.
Right.
So they're baby dinosaurs.
Oh, even better.
Who doesn't love a baby,
Cute,
right?
cute overload, right?
I know. And we'll have a dinosaur that is climbable, too.
Oh,
so isn't that cool?
That is cool.
And a Jeep that you can sit in, and the windshield will be a video that takes you on a safari.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that neato? Children can investigate clues so that they can discover what the fossils and the artifacts that these creatures have left behind, what that teaches us today about dinosaurs and about dinosaur relatives that are still alive today.
Like crocodiles and some birds.
Yeah.
Or most birds. Really.
Yeah. And so we think it's going to be great. There's a part that they can dig in, COVID allowing, that they can actually dig and uncover their own fossils.
Oh,
so
man,
that's nice.
That's fun.
Isn't that cool? So on that, we call that the Junior Archaeologist Dig Site, which that's a catchy name, right?
Yeah.
Say it 5 times fast.
No, I didn't. I was worried I wouldn't be able to say it once.
We'll have a creature feature, which are our modern day dinosaurs, and they also live at River Legacy. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Meet and greet with Trixie, who's a baby triceratops.
Really?
Yeah. And I told you about the Safari Jeep. It's got a touch screen TV, so you can kind of customize your adventure.
Cool.
There's a T-Rex that you can have a photo op with.
Who doesn't want a photo with the T-Rex?
Yeah.
I want one.
Selfie with the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a whole bunch of fun things. There's really exciting things to do, and then you're also able to go around, walking around the center. We have a new app for Apple phones right now that kind of is a guided adventure that you can go on and have 10 stops throughout the area around the park and learn something at each site and do a little have a little adventure there. And that's kind of cool because your wristband will let you go into the dinosaur exhibit and then you can go out and take a walk in nature and then come back.
Oh, cool.
So
What's
it's
the name
really
of this app so people can start downloading it now?
It is, I've got it right here.
Okay.
I already have it on my phone, so
There
of
you
course
go.
I don't remember.
Right, obviously, yeah.
It is called River Legacy Discovery Trail.
There you go.
Okay.
And it's in the Apple App Store right now.
Okay.
It's cool too.
Yeah.
I love that. So all of these things, that was made possible by a grant from WIP, Women Inspiring Philanthropy.
We talked to them.
recently.
We've talked to them like a month ago.
Yeah.
And our Dinosaur Safari is made possible through a grant from the Tomorrow Foundation, Arlington Tomorrow Foundation.
We just talked to Beverly Barbara Odom Wesley about that.
Excellent. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Arlington helping Arlington and just getting more people out in nature.
That's, I mean, like we touched on earlier, that's what we need more of.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And it's cool to use technology
to interact with
nature.
Right. Even though when you're in nature, take a break from technology sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But this is
this
good,
helps you like connect with it in a way that like my kid would definitely use this.
Right.
And then be like, oh, cool, this nature is also here as well, right? Like, not that she doesn't like nature. She does. She doesn't like bugs, though, so.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing about it is that this is virtual reality, and so you find something, and then you learn a fact about it, but one of my favorite ones is a stop at the woodpecker tree. And you get to see where the woodpeckers have made their holes, and you learn why they make their holes. If you go into the discovery room, you can see a woodpecker's skull and see how long their tongues are, and that they make holes but you also on the app get to hear the woodpecker.
Oh, okay.
So you can hear them tapping and also their call. And it's a yellow-bellied sapsucker. I've been going to that tree for over 25 years, but I didn't know their call. I could hear when they're tapping, but I didn't know their call until this app.
So now when you're out there, you can be like, oh, I hear it. There it is. That's the one that's in the app that I learned about. That's pretty cool.
So, with technology, we're comfortable learning that way, and it's like a guided tour without your guide. So during COVID, that's especially cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
We've got to figure out ways to get out in nature safely.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. Do you have a favorite pizza place in Arlington?
I am a North Arlington person.
That's same. Yeah. Same.
I'm still counting myself as newly married. My husband is a South
congratulations.
Arlington. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's a South Arlington guy.
He's a South Arlington guy.
Okay, so we're kind of shifting back and forth, but we like Mama's Pizza.
Yes.
We like
that
Mama's
crust
Pizza.
Is so good.
That crust is fantastic.
Okay, I love that, but you are kind of rubbing it in because I'm gluten-free.
But
they
that
have
crust is terrible.
That crust is it's really good for gluten-free, and I appreciate you saying that the other crust is terrible. I do remember, however, how it tasted before I became gluten-free, but and I see my husband eating it.
And so you're like, oh.
But, I get over that pain because the gluten-free is good too.
True. Yeah, Connie Rosso is great for their gluten-free as well.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
That would be also our new favorite.
Yes.
And all the cool toppings that they have.
And their monthly pizzas, they're always fantastic.
Yeah, and they're so knowledgeable.
Yeah, they really are.
Like the pairings and, the combos that they have. I had some bacon marmalade.
Oh, that bacon marmalade is so good.
Like, I would eat my shoe with that on it.
Right?
But I get gluten-free crust. It's really good, so I don't eat my shoe. I mean, that was like, in an emergency.
Sure.
Right.
In a crust emergency.
Obviously. Cross emergency, I believe they call it. Yeah.
So if people want to find out more about the Fall Festival and about River Legacy in general, where can they do that?
We have a great website, www.riverlegacy.org.
Cool.
There we go.
So it's riverlegacy.org, and then it's under our fundraisers. Okay. We also have it scrolling across the top.
Cool.
We do have family packs that are available, and that's available till next Friday.
Okay.
So that would be October 8th.
Right.
And the festival is on October 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. I'm excited. My kid came home with the little flyer that they get at school, and she's like, "Can we go to this?" And I was like, "I'm actually talking to someone about this, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go to it."
All right. Yeah.
So we'll be there, and looking forward to it. Sounds really great.
Good. I want you to be there.
Yeah, we'll take our other friends who have kids, and they'll love it as well.
Yeah, Cleveland will really love it.
Cleveland Smalls is gonna love that place. So, but yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and I can't wait to be a kid out in nature.
Thank you so much for having me. River Legacy depends on people like you to get the word out. We depend on donations from people, grants from folks. And, if you love nature, it's a great place to protect it and to share that love with others. So we're grateful for you to get the word out. We're looking for more cheerleaders.
Of course. And even if you don't love nature, come try it out, and you'll fall in love immediately.
I promise you're going to love something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much to David and Becky. Always great to talk to musicians, and man, I'm so excited for the festival and just what you can do at River Legacy. An incredible place. Like I said on the interview, a hidden gem, and not even a hidden gem, but a gem in the city of Arlington for sure.
Yeah, go rediscover not only city but nature.
Yeah,
and go out there and fall in love with nature all over again.
100%. But while you're going out there and fall in love with nature, don't forget to go out every Monday night as Trivia Night. Dr. Jekyll's, one of our favorite places.
Love it. Every second and fourth Tuesday over at Create Arlington is their open mic and poetry night.
Every Wednesday at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then when you're done there, head on over to Division Brewing from 7 to 9 is their trivia night.
One Love Lounge is hosting their Artist Love Night, which is their open mic night, every Thursday starting at 8.
And every first and third Friday, head on over to Inclusion Coffee for their open mic night.
And if you didn't catch it in the interview that we did, definitely go out to River Legacy Saturday, October 9th from 11 to 9 p.m. for their fall festival.
Exactly. It's going to be so much fun out there. Also, make sure to follow us on our social medias to find out even more stuff happening throughout the city of Arlington. We could just list everything here, but I don't think everybody wants to sit through that. So scroll through it instead on our social medias.
With some great photos that are curated by Rhodey here, and always some cool events happening. And I got to be honest, sometimes I look at it and go, oh, yeah, I didn't even know that was happening.
There's a lot of times I'm the same. I'm like, oh, this is happening. Or like, oh, I knew about this, but I didn't know that was happening this weekend.
So definitely check Find Out Friday out on our Instagram. And is it on Facebook?
It's on Facebook too.
Instagram and Facebook.
And Twitter.
Look at all three.
All three.
All three of the big ones. So, definitely check that out. While you're doing that,
make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.